What's the one stop you must make on your next road trip? How about joining Rhea and me as we wrap up our Parris RV Safari by visiting many ghost towns in the Old West. Then, after dirt biking since they were kids, David Steadman takes his lifelong friend up Wolf Creek Pass to help translate his skills to the snow as he introduces him to timber sleds. Finally, Reece takes us to Echo Reservoir for one of his favorite pastimes, ice fishing, for some of the tastiest yellow perch in the state. It's all headed your way. At Your Leisure is next. Welcome to At Your Leisure, everybody. I'm Chad Booth, and today we're wrapping up our 2019 Parris RV Safari. So to get started, we're going to recap all the places we stopped along the way. Now, remember, the first stop was off of Rhea's bucket list when we went to Hell's Canyon to ride a jet boat up the Snake River.
Love it! Gotta have that Snake River water in your face!
Then we headed down to Front Sight for some tactical training in Pahrump, Nevada, which was Brett and Dory Parris's bucket list item.
The machine gun was amazing. I was very scared of it at first, but then after the first couple of pulls on the trigger, I felt like I was very comfortable behind that thing.
After that, it was back north to hit my bucket list item, which was zip lining at Whitewater in Montana. Love Yellowstone.
Show us. Woo! Oh, that was beautiful.
And then we headed to one of my best kept secrets and stayed at Hebgen Lake in Montana.
My oldest daughter learned to wakeboard here, behind our wood boat. I've come up here camping with the RV. It reminds me of Jenny's Lake in the Tetons because it's kind of in the woods and you're right on the lake shore, which you can't even go to Jenny's Lake with even a car anymore. So this is just a real treat to come just a few miles more and enjoy camping in the woods.
And can't forget when I got tangled up behind bars when we stopped in Deer Lodge, Montana to visit their museums.
I guess I'm stuck in here for a while. If you don't see me on the show forever, you'll know why. Somebody out there, please, please bake a cake with a file in it and send it to Chad at the old Montana prison. Which brings us to where we are right now. We are in lively Garnet, Montana, doing one of the other things that you can do when you buy an RV. You can go on a ghost town safari, and that's what we're going to show you today, some of the best and liveliest ghost towns in the West.
Garnet formed in 1895, but what we learned really that the miners were actually here in the 1860s, but there really wasn't a town. They were just looking for the placer gold and kind of coming up this way. But then in 1895, there were more people, obviously, and kind of the mother lode was found at the Nancy Hanks mine up here, which is on private property. And then the town just boomed. 13 saloons, close to 1,000 people, and it was really busy. I mean, it's hard to imagine now because you only get like 200 people sometimes a day, sometimes 20. One thing that was unique was that it was a family town, and then it actually wasn't a company-owned town too. So you had a lot of families and not, you know, a lot of company-owned businesses.
So, of all the buildings in the town,
yes,
which one are your favorite?
My favorite is probably the hotel. Because partially when I came here, I've been working here for a long time, but in 2002 I had a student go through the hotel. Because when I got here, one side of the hotel was just full of stuff. So she went through all the artifacts and redid it, and it just looks like a hotel again, so yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's enormous.
Yeah, it is, and that's why I like it, and just what we've, you know, setting it up and showing people what it was like to live back in the day. That's what I really like.
Right.
You know, there's no Wi-Fi, there's nothing, you know, so people have to step back in time and rediscover what it was like.
Well, I'm telling you, you guys did a beautiful job on the preservation. I'm so impressed.
Another question I have about it is that this town basically died off completely around 1912, but then it kind of came back to life.
It did in the 1930s. because right before World War II was happening, I think people, there probably was a depression too, and so people needed to find a living again. And what was interesting though, in the 1930s, a lot of the families that were here were all kind of related. And so it was this big family group once again.
They said we're going to come up here and help each other out and maybe find some gold.
Yep, exactly.
You know, there's so much flavor in the ghost towns, and this has been an education and a half. And I want to thank Maria for giving us all that information. But we still have 2 more to highlight on our Ghost Town Adventure Tour. One of the great things you can do on a motorhome vacation coming across the West. And we're going to get to that.
That's right. But right now, we're going to go to our travel adventure.
I know Bruce from, 1980, 81. So what, almost 40 years now.
I used to work at Steadman's. I hired on kind of just out of high school.
Yeah, I got timber sleds to go ride, so we'll park, we'll head up the trail a ways, we'll see how it goes, and then we'll break off. The thing about the timber sleds is you can break off the road just about anywhere as long as you have snow and ride through the trees. You don't have to go straight.
Watch on them, and you can just start playing right pretty much when you get to the trees.
You don't go near as far. So we've been doing what we call the Timber Sled Tuesday. We're trying to get some people out that haven't been on them, and trying to get more people out there. Everybody that rides them loves them, but everybody's a little skeptical up front.
Well, I haven't been on one yet.
Snow bike, well, you know, it's just like riding a dirt bike. If you can ride a dirt bike.
I'm excited, just like old times when we used to go snowmobiling.
Oh, we used to
Stop
snowmobile.
for breakfast.
Have a good breakfast and go burn it off.
It's going to be fun.
Oh my, it always is. What a day, huh?
Think of that, that's awesome.
Was that a good day?
Man, I'll tell you, just getting on that for the first time, I think it was pretty simple to ride. Once you get out in the powder, you just ride it like a bike.
And so amazing. We were riding all day where snowmobiles had destroyed everything that was around the trees where it was open.
We still found some good powder to play.
And we played in the side hills and the powder where the snowmobiles couldn't get up there and turn. You can turn on a dime.
We didn't have to go very far to find it, like you guys have mentioned.
Yeah. The whole day we were probably less than half a mile from the main road the whole day, and we rode the whole day. You want to go again now, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, that seems to be with anybody that goes and rides one of these, they all want to go again. They're all talking about it. They talk all the way home. They're beat tired, but they had so much fun, like nothing they'd ever done before.
Grin on your chin all day long.
And
that's when you tip them over and
well, you know,
stand them up.
Well, that was awesome. It's been a long time since we've rode. It's been a really long time since we rode together. That brings back a lot of old memories.
You ain't kidding.
A lot of old memories. It was great. Well, what do you say we load up and get home?
Well, I hate to, but
I know, but what do? You ride it.
Come to an end, and let's go rest up for the next time.
You ride out your gas. The idea is you come here, you burn your gas, you load up, and you go home.
From the trail to the heart of the backcountry, discover that Ski-Doo feeling with the 2019 Ski-Doo Trail and Crossover sleds.
And we will see you next week on the County Seat.
Put some adventure in your life and attend
the Sportsman's Vacation and RV Show, February 14th through the 17th at the Mountain America Expo.
See hundreds of new RVs, motorhomes, travel trailers, and accessories.
Buy at the show and save. Take advantage of special show financing.
Find RV accessories, fishing, and RV travel destinations.
Gourmet and Dutch oven cooking classes.
Register to win an Alaskan fishing trip.
ABC4 Utah and CW30 invite you to the RV Show, February 14th through the 17th.
Conquer the summit and catch that Ski-Doo feeling with the 2019 Ski-Doo Mountain Sleds.
This week's What's New segment is brought to you by TuneX of South Jordan and West Valley. More than just tune-ups, we're off-road.
Hi, my name is Laurel and I own Woodland Biscuit Company. So here you are in Woodland in our tiny kitchen. Today we're going to talk about oatmeal. So I've been seeing and hearing this phrase, overnight oatmeal. Not sure, I've never done it, and we're not going to do it today. So it's not overnight oatmeal. It's oatmeal you make pretty much when you're headed out the door, and it's ready when you get there or wherever you find hot water. So I'm going to fill this thermos up with some hot water. I'm going to start by getting some brown sugar, kind of a very big tablespoon of brown sugar. Next, about a tablespoon or two of half and half. You can use whole milk, you can use heavy cream. And then the next thing I love is steel cut oats. So 1/4 cup of steel cut oats. And then what I've discovered, I love wild rice in my oatmeal. It's pretty, it tastes good, and I love to cook wild rice. That's one of my favorite smells. I don't really know why, but when I was thinking about what I was gonna make, I had been doing some paperwork, and I was like, what I just want to smell right now is wild rice cooking. And so I put some on the stove, and I also put that in my oatmeals. And then the next thing is 1/4 cup of regular old-fashioned oats. These are not quick cooking, they're just regular oats. You're going to want a pinch of salt, so about that much. It seems like a lot, but make sure you get it in there. And then you're going to pour in your hot water. I've done this with my kids. When we're like on the road, I get hot water at a gas station, and you just open this up, dump it in, and then cover that up. Just sit for 10 minutes. I think this is great to put in a backpack, so I've done it in this as well, so you could use it in this. Another good one is something like this. So all 3 of these work really well. I've done them all. It just kind of depends what your adventure is. So I've let it sit, 10 to 15 minutes. I've opened it back up, and then I love dates in my oatmeal. So I pour in some dates. You could use raisins. So I like bananas on mine, so I've cut up this banana. I love toasted almonds on my oatmeal. And once in a while, I like some toasted coconut as well. So I would eat this in my car before I hit the trail, or I might put it in this and take it on the trail with me. But either way, you've got oatmeal to keep you going. It's good. See, I'm super happy about this. So enjoy. It's not overnight oatmeal, but it's at your leisure oatmeal that you make in the morning and take with you out the door. I'm Laurel with Woodland Biscuit Company. We'll see you next time.
There's a little place on a Utah map where I was raised, where my heart's at, where the sagebrush grows wild and high, and the stars come out at night. Oh, there ain't nothing like being raised in the basin with a Ute reservation, skiing starvation, that Duchesne County life.
Meet the new leader in off-road utility, the completely reinvented Ranger XP 1000. It's got the most power, the largest towing capacity, the highest ground clearance, and the best comfort and storage. Introducing the all-new Polaris Ranger XP 1000, the hardest working, smoothest riding Ranger ever built.
At Parris RV, you can count on 5 things. A huge inventory of RVs, great service, a large variety of accessories. Now, 2 locations and 14 brands of toy haulers. From Vortex, Striker, Attitude, Powerlight, Highlander, Thunderbolt, Boost, Hyperlight, Nitro, Sandsport, Salem Cruise Light, Iconic, Cyclone, and Sandstorm. Parris RV, 4360 South State, and now 5545 South State, and online at parrisrv.com.
Parris RV is Utah's #1 volume toy hauler dealer.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. We are continuing our Ghost Town RV Safari, and we are actually in a really cool town that's normal, not paranormal.
That's true. It's Virginia City, Montana, the original territorial capital of the state. And there are a lot of historical buildings. I mean, this is ghost town grade. But if you look inside the doors, you'll see there's still businesses and people thrive here. It's a great way for you to come and sample living history. Check it out.
Virginia City, it was founded in 1863. Gold was discovered here. It was a boom town. Gold was discovered in Last Chance Gulch up in Helena. This was the town in the west. It's still a gold mining town. We still have commercial gold operations here. We are the largest intact original mining town in the United States. Charlie and Sue Bovey have a lot of credit for that. For preserving the town and preserving what we have. We have the fire truck. I basically do a history tour. We have the stagecoach. They do a tour up to the monument. There's a mining truck, big 6x6 that goes up the gulch. That's a mining tour. You can ride the train from Virginia City to Nevada City. Down in Nevada City, you can take and pan for gold. You can go to the music hall. You can wander around Nevada City itself. Ride the train back. We have 2 big museums here in town, plus basically everything on the street is all a museum. All of the original buildings all have plaques on them, and they tell you all about the history of the building, when they were built and how they've evolved over time. The courthouse is also well worth going to see because of the historic nature of it. And then as far as wandering around town, on both sides of the street, both of the back streets, they have historic buildings on them, and they have plaques on them also. You can spend a few hours here, a few days, or a few weeks, and you'll still find things to do. Well, being a history buff, I actually grew up over in the Bitterroot. The place I grew up on is where Lewis and Clark met the Indians. This is basically the birthplace of Montana, and there's so much original stuff here, and especially for kids to come here and see it, because you can actually see it and feel it and look at it. And a lot of it is as the way it was. Kids are getting bombarded now on the internet by all kinds of stuff, and a lot of it is totally untrue. It brings kids back to reality. It was a tough life. They didn't worry about what their job was or what they were going to do this weekend. They worried about whether they were going to live another day or not. Well, my wife lives here, and she told me to either find a job or she'd find one for me, and she did. That's why I'm here.
Well, we got a new job protecting the gold, but you can gain gold by watching our Trailhead Adventure.
I'm Reece Stein, at your leisure, along the way at Echo Reservoir, where the fish may not be the biggest in the world, but these yellow perch may just be the best eating in the state.
Time was these small yellow perch were despised and discarded as trash fish by trout anglers. Today, fishermen chase them with vigor. Ice fishing for perch at Echo Reservoir got off to a great start this winter, but
this trip's been a little slow. I was out earlier in December and did fairly well. Caught some nice 9-10 inchers out here in the perch and get some nice fillets out of them.
a couple of pickleball buddies, Randy Hansen and Mark Kayla, invited me to join in their quest at Echo. We're among the throng willing to sit on a frozen pond and stare for hours at a 6-inch hole in the ice.
The anticipation. I am constantly, right now, I am anticipating a bite right now, constantly. Whether I'm getting on all day, but I anticipate all day.
And it may take all day this day. They call it fishing, not catching. But for many, it's as much the outing as it is the fishing.
It's fishing. It's about the only thing good about winter. I don't ski, I don't snowmobile, and if I had a snowmobile, it would be to get me out ice fishing.
And you never know what's going to be on the other end. As much as I'm out here for the perch, you never know for sure what you're going to get.
Rose Gibson is after perch, but not complaining when a couple of nice rainbows took her bait.
It's my first day fishing here, and it's awesome. The weather is beautiful for this time of year and pristine and quiet, as perfect as you can get.
Yeah, and it's even perfecter when you're catching all the fish.
For the enrichment of the nature that comes from the earth.
Rose and L.J. Gibson of Stansbury Park are retired and love to while away the idle hours on the ice with rod in hand.
About 25 more of them, we'll have a fish fry.
Perch can be a bit labor-intensive. You don't clean them. Simply slice off the meaty fillets, dredge in egg and your favorite coating, and fry in oil for a few seconds, and voila, fish fry.
And while most everybody out here is after the perch, nobody's complaining about a couple of nice rainbows.
Be sitting in front of the TV. Better to sit in front of the TV any day.
Well, I'm not going to go that far. Reece Stein at your leisure along the way at Echo Reservoir.
Living in Utah, we're lucky we can enjoy riding our recreational vehicles year-round in the mountains, at the dunes, rock crawling, or road riding. Steadman's Recreation has Utah's largest selection of Honda, Polaris, Yamaha, and Beta machines. See them all at Steadman's Recreation in Tooele. Need a tune-up, new tires, or accessories? Steadman's Service Department can help.
Steadman's Recreation in Tooele. You may think it's 300 miles out here, but remember, it's only 30 miles back.
The boat buying event you've been waiting for.
The Boat Show and Water Sports Expo, February 7th through the 10th.
Great fun for the whole family.
Watch wakeboard pros on the 300-foot rail jam.
Buy the boat of your dreams with special show financing.
Register to win a 5-day Alaskan fishing trip courtesy of RW Fishing.
ABC4 Utah and CW30 invite you to the Boat Show and Water Sports Expo, February 7th through the 10th at the Mountain America Expo.
Tickets at utahboatshow.com.
The boat show is here, better climb aboard.
My daughter and I had just finished a run at this place called Eagle Point. It's this really cool but kind of challenging ski resort that has a real family feel to it. She was so excited because she beat me down the run. Deja vu. I saw myself as a kid out skiing my mom. It was a big moment for me. And all of a sudden it hit me. I was making the same memories for her.
Beaver County, Utah. Make it more than a vacation.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. Not only are we at the end of our trip on the Great Ghost Town Tour, we're at the end of our Parris RV Safari series for the year, and it's been so fun tagging along with you guys.
Woo-hoo, I'm so sad.
Oh, I know.
Tons of fun.
I wish it wasn't over.
So
It's been a fun week.
We've sampled ghost towns all the way across, you know, Idaho and Montana. What was your favorite?
Well, we've been to Virginia City.
And Nevada City.
And Nevada City, which is right next door to it. Great place to go visit. Cute little shops. You can walk down the boardwalk right there.
Yeah.
See the gunfights in the middle of the streets. And
Don't forget Boot Hill.
Oh yeah, Boot Hill Cemetery.
Boot
That's
Hill.
very interesting.
Did you guys, we took the fire truck up. Did you guys take the fire truck up, or did you go?
We drove up.
You just drove up.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
Checked it out. Yeah, we went with some old character in the fire truck. He was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had a great steak dinner at a old Wells Fargo bank,
Yes.
which was pretty cool.
Fabulous.
Stayed in an RV park just outside of town.
Yeah,
and, yeah, enjoyed the time there.
Same park
Lots
that
of
we were
fun.
at. So, yeah, that was that was probably a lot of fun. I like Bannock myself the best because Bannock is the newest of them.
Yeah.
But it's also the oldest and complete. They shut down operations and the town started to die off right about the time somebody wanted to start preserving it. So it's pretty cool that way.
It's beautiful. And Garnet was my favorite. It was just in Montana, just fabulous. It's a place where you really feel like you're going onto a movie set, but it's not a movie set. It's like the real deal. They have preserved all these hotels and the little bars and the little homes. Streams running through it. It's gorgeous.
So as we've been running around, you weren't there to hear this, but as we've been running around, in every one of those towns, Rhea said, oh, I could live here. I could live here.
I did.
But I'm not sure you really could.
Well, I mean, I could have lived there 200 years ago. Or 100 years ago.
Would have been a good time 200 years ago.
You would have been a cute cowgirl.
Oh, thank you. It was a blast, though. It was great.
Anyway, it's the end of our series, but we do still have work to do every week. You know, we have a job here, and that is to check out our contest winner for this week and others.
Our contest winner this week was submitted to us on Facebook and is Stephen Patterson, UTV license plate number CO4MR. Congratulations, Stephen. You just won a Clearly Tough windshield for your rig. Clearly the toughest windshield on the market. Now, it's time to take a look at our calendar of events. Now, next weekend, we'll be at the RV show with Parris RV, and then March 1st and 2nd, it's off to the Off-Road Expo, same place. And you're going to want to come to those shows because you'll have a chance to get one of our new Eagles Landing AYL limited edition stickers. And if you have those on your car and we spot you, you'll have an opportunity to earn extra swag and up to $100 of gas from Eagles Landing if you're chosen as our weekly sticker winner. It's a great opportunity for extra prizes for our fans, so be sure to come by and pick one up. Now, finally, next week we're headed out to Nevada for the Mesquite Motor Mania Car Show, and I couldn't be more excited to check out those cars. Then we're joining up with Corey Robin of the Flying Cowboys to plan a very special birthday flight for one of his biggest fans. Plus, join us at the lovely Palms Golf Course right near Mesquite, Nevada, as we join our friends from Eagles Landing for a charity golf tournament with lots of proceeds going to veterans.
Looks like next week's show is going to be a great show.
I know.
It won't be as much. It won't be as much fun because it's not the Parris RV series, but
next
we'll have a lot of fun. Yeah, we'll get together again real soon.
For sure.
But our time is up for today.
And don't forget, there's adventure around every corner.
Exactly.
But you just have to create your own.
At your leisure.